It is I, John Reagan, the uncommon voice for the common man, where I have once again emerged from my bubble in beautiful Shadyside, Ohio, to say more than a few words about all this nonsense going on about Donald Trump trying to squelch the investigation into the Russian leaks with his former advisor, General Michael Flynn. I am hearing Democrats right now, even as we speak, on the Communist News Network, and of course the MSP, MSNBC, and all those left-wing crybabies right now, calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump for what they think is obstruction of justice. Now, these same worthless Democrats never said a word when it was rather obvious that their presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, was leaking national security secrets all over the place. And that prompted an FBI investigation. And at the time, the disgraced former director of the FBI, James Comey, came out and said that they looked into it and that she was leaking national security secrets all over the place. She mishandled emails. She was careless and blah, 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 blah. But the simple fact of the matter is that they weren't going to prosecute her because she didn't intend to do national security any harm, and that was non-prosecutable, and they just dropped the whole thing. And they loved Comey right there and then. They hated him when she was being investigated. They loved him when he said that he was going to drop it. They weren't going to charge anything. And now, once again, they love him because they think they can use him to try and get Trump impeached. I have listened to enough. These damn Democrats never said a fucking word about all the wrongdoings by their presidential candidate. And it is rather obvious that there was all kinds of collusion, corruption, you name it. And the Democrats and Hillary Clinton and Obama, they're all in on this whole fucking thing. Make no mistake about it. And they never said a damn word about it. They sat there silently. And to be quite honest with you, the worthless Republicans weren't much better because they should have done what was right, and they should have brought up special prosecutors to look into her. And so that brings me to what I think Trump should do about it. Because to be honest with you, nobody is giving Donald J. Trump any sound advice as to what to do about it. But I'm going to, because I know what he needs to do about it. Remember the old saying, the best defense is a strong offense. And it is now time for President Trump to start offending people. That's right. Namely, these worthless Democrats that want him run out of town on a rail. Why do they hate Trump? They hate Trump because Trump is not a politician. That's just all there is to it. He is not a politician. He may be a Republican president and he works with Republicans, but he's not a politician. He's never held a political office in his life. And the one political office that he does get is the president of the United States. And all these career politicians can't stand him, especially when he's out there talking about term limits, draining a swamp. Hell yes, they're trying to get rid of him. They don't want anybody like him in office. So it is now time for Trump to understand that. The beauty of Trump is that he's not a politician, and he can go out and he can say things like what I am going to say. And what I am going to give him is the best damn advice anybody could give him. I should be one of his advisors because I know more than the ones that he does have. Now, this is what he should say. Go up to the microphone and say, I have heard your calls for a special prosecutor. And I agree with you. And we're going to appoint a special prosecutor to look into the Russian leaks, look into the allegations that I tried to stop the investigation of General Michael Flynn, that I gave national security secrets to the Russians. You know, we're going to look into all that, but we'll get right to the bottom of that. I agree. But since we have this special prosecutor, we're also going to open up some former investigations that probably need reinvestigated. And let me see, that would be the mysterious meeting between President Obama's Attorney General, Loretta Lynch mob, on a tarmac on an airport out in Tucson, Arizona, with then former President Bill Clinton, whose wife just happened to be running for president. Yes, it was some sort of 20-minute meeting. Now, we were told by Loretta Lynch mob that this whole damn thing was just talking about grandchildren and golf, and that's just a friendly meeting between old Democratic, but fuck that. I mean, I was born on a Tuesday, but it wasn't last Tuesday. There's something going on there, and I smell a big fat communist rat, and I'm here to tell you that's what it is. Of course, Trump can't say that. That's just me going off on one of my tangents. But he should say we're going to look into that once again, see what we can come up with there. And while we're looking into that, we're going to look into the collusion between the Democratic National Committee and the Clinton campaign. My God, the head of the DNC, that worthless piece of shit, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, had to resign over this scandal, so there might be something illegal there. We're going to look into that too. We're also going to reopen all these Clinton email things. Now that we got a new FBI director here, since the former director, James Comey, was probably bought and paid for by Clinton, then we're going to look into that. Well, I can't say that either. Well, he can't say that. I can. I just go off on my tangents. But what if Trump says, well, we're going to look into this. We're going to look into all this nonsense with the DNC collusion and the Clinton campaign. There might be something illegal there. We don't know. We're just going to go ahead and reopen it. Since we got a special prosecutor, we might as well use him. Then we're also going to look into this little problem. The Clinton Foundation, selling access to foreign governments and all sorts of things like that to, let's just say, foreign countries, to the State Department. And if she would have been elected, quite possibly the White House themselves, the Clinton Foundation and their Play for Play scheme. We're going to look into that. How could there not be anything illegal there? Well, once again, I go off on my tangent. Trump can't say that, but he can say that we're going to look into that again and find out if there was some sort of play for pay going on between the Clinton Foundation and foreign governments. It's only fair, isn't it? If you're going to look into me and the Russians, then we need to look into the Clinton Foundation and them selling access to the State Department and quite possibly the White House. We'll just reopen all of this. And then we'll see if this all somehow, what Democrats got their hand in this corrupt pot stew that the Clintons were stirring up. That's right. We're going to look into all of it. We're going to put it all out there and let the cards lay where they lay. And it's just going to be a done deal. We're going to just sweep this whole thing out right here now, both Democrat, Republican, and we're going to get to the bottom of this once and for all, because this thing is not going to drag on and stop me from doing the work for the American people. And just lay it out there, put the cards on the table, let the chips fall where they may, and what is what is. Or we can do this. We can just stop this nonsense right here and now. I will see to it that nobody checks into all the corruption and the crime and the graft and all that nonsense going on with your former presidential candidate, which undoubtedly will embarrass your political parties in ways that you can't understand. And you, on the other hand, get rid of this stupid nonsense about this non-existent ties to the Russians and obstruction of justice, and just drop all this shit all together and we can move on. That would be the thing that Donald Trump should do. He should do it now and get this thing behind him. And if nothing else, he fires a shot across the bow of all these left-wing media types and let them know without question that he's not going to be pushed around anymore. He's not going to take their shit. And the next time somebody brings up impeachment charges or says anything about impeachment, he's going to look into them, because if they got all this crap on him, or allegedly got all this crap on him, I'm sure that these people running their mouths talking about impeachment probably have some sort of corruption and graft that they don't want to know about, but it's all fair game once you start using the I word. So you Democrats that are calling for impeachment should just shut the hell up. And Trump, you need to get tough. Your own words, get tough. So get mad. Get tough. Say you've had enough, and enough is enough of these worthless pieces of shit Democrats trying to get you out of office by some sort of chicanery that doesn't even exist. Until next time, this is your favorite conservative, Ronald R. Reagan / Trump, saying this to you now. Enough is enough, and enough is too much. Until next time, I say this to you now, over and out.